What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are in a fantastic day today. And today we have the GeminiJets September 2023 releases for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, as we have a completely different setup today. So here by side me is a guest that we've been trying to have on here for quite some time. planespotterdk, welcome on to this GeminiJets release reaction today. planespotterdk is a fellow student here at Oklahoma State University. His concentration is certainly plane spotting, but he also has some sufficient knowledge about model aircraft, and we've been trying to get you on board here for like, what, 4 or 5 months. So about time that you made an appearance, but school is back in session, he's back in town, and what a better way to start out here with this GeminiJets release for September 2023. So I'm looking forward to it. Dylan, anything else you have to say or like to introduce about yourself before we get started, dude?
Just thanks for having me. Let's get into it.
Yeah, anytime, dude, anytime. We gotta do some more of this. So let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So again, this is gonna be, make sure I got this right here, yes it is, for September 2023. Eager to see what we have here, and Dylan's been trying to amp up the collecting, make you guys a little bit of a peek at that here at the end of the video, so stay tuned. But nevertheless, here we go, everybody, for the GeminiJets September 2023 releases. I'll announce the release, say my thoughts, and I'll give Dylan, he can put his 2 cents in there. So let's go ahead, guys, and get started. September 2023, and then starting off strong right there with the Air Wisconsin CRJ200, November 471 Zulu Whiskey, $48.95 MSRP. About time we got this. Really looking forward to this release, as obviously there's like 4 or something, 4 or 5. So really cool to see. Got to see all of them at Chicago during the summer. That's really cool. And Dylan got to see one at Appleton. So that was really cool. And really cool to see this model. It's 400 scale, and NG models did a 200 scale, and I'm sure Gemini is about to follow it up. So Dylan, what do you think about this special to start out the release, dude?
Yeah, I think it's good. I might have to get this aircraft now that I've seen it. So.
Exactly, dude. And it's pretty affordable for his budget. So that's what we love to see. So looking good right there to start it out. A Bonanza, or however you say Bonanza or whatever, 737 MAX 8, Victor Hotel, Uniform Juliet Kilo. This airline's kind of interesting to me with the big thumb. I think it kind of looks pretty interesting, but I think that's a pretty solid release for them. NG, I think, did it a couple months ago, so a nice compliment there, and certainly interesting aircraft to go with it. So what do you think?
Never really heard of this airline. Looking forward to see what it's like.
Yeah, hopefully it turns out good. I completely agree, dude. Absolutely right. British Airways A321neo Gulf November Echo Oscar Romeo 5295 too. So also another cool aircraft. I think NG might have did this like a year ago or so, but certainly nice to see GeminiJets getting in on the take. And I think the British Airways A321neo, sorry, I kind of forgot about the pictures. Got a little too distracted there. So of course my hotspot goes off, so let me see if I can fix that. Of course, the setup challenges of you know, first time for everything certainly is given its fair share. We don't have to see the, there we go. Now it might finally load. So here's the Air Wisconsin CRJ200, and of course the Bazans or whatever it is, Max 8, which is a nice purple livery with a big thumb on it. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet. Now I want to see if this had the raccoon mask, and it does not. Okay, so still a cool aircraft though. I think that'll be a pretty good seller for them. Dylan, what do you think?
I just hope they fix the new engines.
Yeah, certainly would love to see some new molds, but for teaching point of Dylan and everybody here that has never heard this before, JC Wings is the parent company of GeminiJets, right? So, of course, they're going to utilize the majority of their molds. So that's why you saw with the newer 777 flaps down aircraft, 787s, all those are JC Wings molds, right? So they take JC's molds and use them for GeminiJets. So that's why you're seeing that there's no changes. GeminiJets would like to change it, but you're talking about thousands of dollars there to work on that. So, but certainly nice, and I certainly hope so too. So between QC and the boys, hopefully they're able to keep working on it. Todd, we love you, man. Emirates Airbus A380-800 Alpha 6 Echo Uniform Gulf in the new livery. So about time that this showed up. So this was unveiled 2 months ago or so, in like June. So really cool to see this. I think this is I personally think it's fine. I kind of like the old one, but I'm sure it'll grow on me. It's certainly not bad by any means. It's just different. Do you kind of agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I agree. I think the old one is good. The nice wave effect on the flag looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I do agree. I think the animation there kind of adds some character to it. So certainly eager to catch it, and maybe we will in our future endeavors. Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned for that. Very cool. And we're also going to get the 777-300ER to go right with it. This is going to be Alpha 6 Echo November Victor, so also yet another good-looking aircraft. Now, I thought that it fit a little bit better on the 777-300 because the titles are way too big on the 380, although they certainly look good on both. So yet another really cool release here, and I certainly hope to get one of those to complement the E380 and 333 that I have too. So
I'd have to say the tail looks a lot better on the 333.
yeah, I also agree because it's much more compressed there, so you can actually see how it's supposed to wave off. I think they kind of built it off the 333, and it just got way enlarged on the 380.
Yeah.
So, but that's okay. That's gonna work. So they gotta start flying the 333 back to Dallas. It's been the 222 for way too long. So there we go.
Wow.
And the flaps and slats extended because that's GeminiJets' forte nowadays. You know, they love to make all the revenue that they can off us model collectors. So we're gonna get every iteration possible, and I really don't need to see what the picture looks like. It just has a sticker on it. So nevertheless, looking good right there as well. Qatar 737 Max 8, nice little oddball there. Alpha 7 Bravo Sierra Charlie. NG just did this one as well, and now GeminiJets is going to come in and get their fair share of this. So certainly, yet again, excited for another Max 8. I think this one's better than the previous one. This should be a good offering if hotspots will choose to load. There we go.
There we go.
I think it looks really nice. The whole deal with Airbus and Qatar was pretty interesting. So it's certainly nice to see that. GeminiJets is getting here on the action. I think this will be a pretty good model for them, especially if the QC lines up. Dylan, what do you think?
Yeah, it looks like so far it's been a Middle East airline release, so this is looking good.
Yeah, good observation. I kind of got distracted since I'm in a new spot. I didn't really recognize that yet. Typically, what I like to do during these release reactions is really depict what the release is catered towards. So obviously we've had several US-centered releases lately, so this one really is kind of every like 3 or 4 months they'll typically deviate and do something more foreign-like. So yeah, this is the first one in quite some time that's been super heavy based there in the Middle East. Obviously you have 3 Emirates there, even though one's a flaps down, but then the Qatar to go with it. So, but of course we do have the British Airways and the Australia Max 8 as well. So let's see what the next one's going to be. Here we go. Southwest 737-800, November 8620 hotel in the Tennessee 1 livery. So GeminiJets finally following up after NG did theirs in like February or March. It was a while ago now. So yeah, it's been a while. It may have even been 2022. So certainly a good opportunity to swing back around if you missed the NG. I'm sure Gemini will do a pretty sufficient job here on this one. I really like the Tennessee 1 flag. We got to see it at Tulsa on March 5th, and then I saw it a couple additional times at Orlando and Houston Hobby, and I may be forgetting somewhere else. I like it better on the 800 too. I think it looks really good. And actually, we're going to give you guys a sneak peek right here because Dylan had this on his computer when we rolled in here. Take a look at this. He had California 1 over there at the gate at Oklahoma City Will Rogers World Airport on its Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is something that I would really like to do some more of for all of you here in the future. But we're too busy plane spotting and doing all this other crap, so but it's okay. Anyways, though, I was making remarks of that because we got California 1, New Mexico 1, and Nevada 1 all on 800s now. So NG models and GeminiJets are going to have their fair share trading off back and forth here. But still a really cool time to recognize that you've been collecting long enough to know that there was really never any Southwest planes made like 5-6 years ago. It was kind of rare when something good came out. So the fact that now we get all these state liveries and everything is really cool. So GeminiJets coming through with this one as well, and this will be a great release for anybody that missed out on NG or wants the Gemini. So looking good right there. Okay, Air Force One, the Boeing 747-200 future releases here on the VC-25A, and this is going to be 28000, which I think I sold 28002 or something, I can't remember, in 2020. But nevertheless, really exciting to see Air Force One finally come out here. This is probably going to be the last time we get this before they try to work on a new Air Force One at some point. So really cool to see those. These are very challenging to find. I recently got an Aviation 400 one last Christmas. I'm certainly going to flip-flop for this one. This should be a really great release here. Again, they don't come out every day, so it's really cool to see this, and I think this is a really solid release. Dylan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm just noticing that $72 price. It looks like they've gone up since.
Yeah, the MSRP keeps going up, but obviously the retailers had the discount, so that's probably going to be like I'm taking a solid guess. It's probably around 60 or so, but yeah, it might be 65. But it's certainly a nice aircraft with all the gimmicks, with all those antennas and everything.
Love to see a flops down variant too. It'd be kind
of let's see if we scroll down here and get one. I don't think so, but who knows? Let's see what our next plane's going to be. Actually, that's it for the 400 scale. So pretty consolidated, obviously, with the previous releases we've got. This was kind of, we were due for one of these, so still solid though. We'll come back to the 400s and assess that after we see what 1 to 200 has going. And Todd said that there would be some cool retro aircraft in that. Actually, I take that back. We have a military aircraft, one of Dylan's fortes. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Come on. Okay, a North Carolina Air National Guard C-17 Globemaster 3 021107. I think the tails on these also look pretty cool. Obviously, really simple, but that navy color with the tip of red looks pretty sweet. So this plane we've seen its short field capability and its banking is very impressive. So very cool to see that one done there. It's going to be a quality addition, and definitely get a C-17 if you have in 400 because the door in the back opens. That's one of the coolest parts. So very cool. Any thoughts on the C-17 there for?
Yeah, another good release. They've been releasing a lot of C-17s recently in different tails.
They have, yeah. They've done all kinds of different various, like Altus and Dover, I think, in the past too. McCord.
We'd love to see a March one. I know.
Yeah, March would be a great addition. I completely agree with that. So hopefully we'll get to see some more of those. So looking good with those releases right there. Okay, into 1 to 200 scale. Here we go with an American Airlines A321 Neo. This comes up from 1 to 400 from last month. 421. How about uniform whiskey? Excuse me. But nevertheless, good looking aircraft here. If the internet will load it. I've always wanted to get some more 1 to 200s, of course, but we know how expensive those can be. So that one's coming in with a probably would be a $90 price tag or so. So nevertheless, though, looking good, and that will be a great aircraft. And then we have the Piedmont Retro also coming up to 1 to 200. This is going to be 837 Echo X-Ray. I wonder if Piedmont has a company store or anything. I don't think they do. It's probably in conjunction with Americans, but certainly cool to see this aircraft as well. Very cool to see that following up the 400 scale release too. And yeah, so these were based out of Charlotte predominantly there till 2018 when they were retired. So again, cool aircraft to see right there, and that's a very good one to say the least right there. Very nice. British Airways 777-200ER. This is going to be Gulf Yankee Mike Sierra. Yet another good-looking aircraft right here. Can't get enough heavies there, especially for British Airways when they were really quiet there on. It still needs a 787-9, but not bad considering that they've got a -10 out recently, -8. 777-200, another 300 would be good. You guys know what a triple looks like, so we'll let that go. In conjunction with a Flaps and Slats Extended, so yet again another really solid release right there to keep the variety going, because GeminiJets loves to make as much money as possible. At some point I would absolutely love to see the ability where they come up and come down, although I think we're probably way off from that, but still a cool aspiration to think about. Delta 717-200, November 998 Alpha Tango. That is probably going to be one that I get, especially after all the 717s we've caught, and then obviously flying some of them. So this is 998 Alpha Tango once again. These are really challenging to find till this re-release, so really excited for that, even though the engines are not on the CGI there, as you can see, which is unfortunate, but it's all right. So nevertheless, a really cool aircraft to see. I'm looking very forward to how that one comes out, and yet again, GeminiJets coming through with a really solid release right there, transpiring all these up to 1 to 200. It used to be flip-flopped. All the 1 to 200s would come up in 400, but now it seems like all the 400s go up to 200. I'm not sure what happened there, but certainly very cool regardless. Emirates A380 new liveries also coming in at 200 right here, 194.95 for the MSRP. Same tail number, and the picture is refusing to load, but we know what it looks like. Yet another good release. Certainly would like to get some more really unique pieces in 200, but with how expensive it is, we understand the drill.
We'd love to see him do an A380 flaps down.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I think that would be a super cool mold. That, and maybe some more expansion there on the narrow bodies too, 757s. So we'll see what they do. But how about a Boeing BJ here for the 737-700 Alpha 36001 Royal Australia Air Force? So I would like to see the picture of this, so maybe we get lucky and it loads. Come on. Yes, okay. So that looks really sweet. So, of course, you got the gray underbelly there, and then the Royal Australian Air Force on the top middle there. And then you got the Australia flag there to complement it, not only in the front by the L1 door, but also in the back on the tail right there. Really solid release. I think that's a really cool one. I don't know why. GeminiJets really caters to Australia. I don't know if there's a little bit bigger of an English population there, or what the main driving factor is, but you know, between the military aircraft and also all the Qantas, and we've seen Air New Zealand, and what's the other one, Jetstar and all those lately. So very cool to see Australia really getting a good representation considering the size. So that's yet another very neat release for them. So good choice there by none other than GeminiJets. We're going to be getting a this is more of like what NG would do here. Alpha 6002. This is going to be a the same one with a different tail number. Hopefully the livery is different, or some sort of distinguisher here. I'm not sure because typically, you know, obviously GeminiJets doesn't usually do repeats here, so I'm eager to see if there's some major difference here or what the deal is. But typically this is unlike, typically it's unlike them to redo 2 registrations at a time. NG Models is unanimous for it, and then obviously you got Phoenix Models and JC will do it a little bit, but never Gemini. That's a very interesting choice for them. Going to be eager to see what the crew has to say about that. But nevertheless, very cool to see 2 of them, and the more the merrier, right? So looking good. That's interesting. This one's at least a little bit different here. This is going to be the 100-year Alpha 36001. So very interesting to see this one too. But of course, we at least have the 100 sticker. Now, what I would have done, I would have said nope on A36002 and just would have done the 100-year. Still interesting though. I kind of just can't help but think about the China Government 319s that NG did this month too. So very unlike GeminiJets, pretty interesting. I'll be eager to see what the crew has to say about 3 of those in a row.
Love
but
to know the reason behind it.
Yeah, I would really like to see that, but certainly interesting. And we got to be coming up on some sort of really big demand aircraft here, as Todd said in his story. So let's see if that's coming up. That would be it. The Southwest 727-200 November 406 Bravo November former Braniff International aircraft, most likely. I can't confirm, but yeah, Southwest has had quite the history, and I don't think that one's really had a good release and won the 200 ever. So
that's gonna look good when it comes out, hopefully.
Yes, very excited for that one. That's going to be quite the aircraft. So, really, I've never seen any really sweet Southwest planes done in 200 for Gemini. They've obviously had their fair share with the 700 Retro and all those, but certainly very interesting to see there with the 727. I think that's a very cool release, and certainly, certainly very cool to see that one. I think that's a really neat release, and I may have to buy it just to represent it. That's quite an interesting one. So. Very cool to see right there. That is a very interesting release. How about that? Apologies, guys. Allergies kicking a double. And how about the the TAM, excuse me, Fokker F100. This is Papa Tango Mike Romeo Alpha. So yet another really neat aircraft as well. It looks really nice, standard livery. It's been interesting to see all these Fokkers that Gemini's been doing too. So. Very cool to see this one to go along with the pair, and it's going to be good as the 400 came out, so looking good with that one as well. And then we have a US Air MD-82 also coming up to 200. This is going to be 824 Uniform Sierra 109.95. And yeah, really great looking aircraft, of course, with a really good livery there. I think that all these additional classic aircraft have really made a huge difference. That Southwest 727 is going to be a really hot seller, so really cool to see that. Excuse me. Really great looking aircraft, and that looks absolutely fantastic. And yeah, that is it for the GeminiJets. Excuse me, we do have a GA aircraft. What do you think it is? Cessna? Cirrus?
It's a Cessna.
Let's see. How about a Piper Cub?
Wow.
Yeah, take a look at that. November Charlie 38759. It's probably going to be a cool livery. Let's see. Okay, pretty standard, but looks really good. You got the Cub logo right there. Sorry. Looks really great. Excited for that one. You got the Cirrus and the Cessna, right?
And the Piper.
Oh, you did get the Piper. We'll show them that here in a second. So, very cool to see that. Really sweet, and that looks absolutely fantastic right there. Okay, and that is it for the GeminiJets September 2023 releases. So, would you rather bounce off ideas, or would you like to go one at a time for our thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, we can bounce off ideas.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and start off here for the 400 set. Dylan really hit it home after that cutter. It was really a foreign-based release with some international pieces, but also some for everybody in 400, including Air Wisconsin, Southwest Tennessee 1, Air Force 1. Excuse me. Certainly looking towards the Air Wisconsin and Air Force 1. Excited for those. I think they'll be really solid releases, but really nice hybrid month in terms of saving some money, but also getting some new pieces. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I was just surprised about the 3 Emirates aircraft back to back. I wasn't really expecting that.
I thought that would have did one at a time as well. Also interesting to note, no 767-400 this month, so that'll probably return next month. But rightfully so, as there's not a ton of liveries, so I think they got to be pretty selective on what they choose there. So looking good with those. I also think the C-17 is a quality addition. You can't go wrong with any sort of military aircraft. So really good ad right there to complement the VC-25 Alpha. Our 1-200s is very interesting, especially considering those 3 BBJs. I would love to know some more background on that. Southwest 727 is a big get for all retro collectors. That's one to really be excited about. Very eager to see if they'll do that in 400 or not. Hopefully they will. I think that many collectors would love to see that. I'm certainly eyeing the Delta 717-200. Would certainly really like to get that there, so hopefully I'll be able to snag that one up. Although the American 321 Neo interests me, Piedmont Retro, along with the Emirates A380 even, but you know, there's some big splashes. But I'm sure both of us would love to get an A380 and one to 200 at some point. But you see the price tag, so what can I say?
Yes.
But really solid release. Very, very interesting, especially with the 3 BBJs. It's hard not to unsee that now. It's like
Gemini.
Typically, you know, that's not something we typically do. So very interesting to see, but hey, we can't complain. And then, as you can see right here, we also have the Piper as well. So also a very cool aircraft, and it can't go wrong to have some more variety at any time. So would you like to give a quick tour over there of your aircraft? Yeah, let's go take a look at that real quick. So here we go, guys. We got a exclusive collection tour of planespotterdk's collection. So let me pick this camera up, and let's go take a look at it.
Pretty much all these models right here just got an Oshkosh kind of was with me, so got this for 40 bucks at MTS. Shout out to them. They gave me $40 in it. It's engine's a little rough, but other than that, it's pretty good. And then we got this KC-46, and Connor was with me at the Dallas Day Show, so hopefully we get back there. And then got this Stand Up to Cancer Skymarks that Connor and I got at Tulsa Aviation Day last year. So looking forward to being invited back to that, and yeah.
Absolutely, and we also got that C-130 there. We got the Cirrus, which he also got there, and then the Cessna as well. And then that's a really nice. That's F-20.
3D print of a.
Look at that,
F-22.
Super sweet. So, and the patch over there too. Look at that. Look at all this, and then over here on this wall, he also has some nice touches, including San Diego, FedEx A300, Disneyland, Alaska, American Heritage 321, and he also even has a really sweet. F-117. I was like, I haven't seen enough of those to get the name, but that is what the name is. So, yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Dylan, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sure that everybody's going to be glad to see a new face on the channel here. So, but we have several ideas. We've bounced around maybe doing a podcast, and
great.
I think his concentration, like I said, is plane spotting, so he certainly has a bunch of thoughts. One video I've wanted to do for a long time, I think you would really be a great compliment to, is how to plane spot.
Yes.
So that would be something. So,
Exactly.
and you saw his flight simulator over here, so who knows? Maybe we can get in on the action on that. So there's several options here, and we're looking forward to it, and I hope all of you are as well. And feel free to send some well wishes his way in the comments, and please go follow him on Instagram at planespotterdk. Daily post and a bunch of reels. We love reels. So get after it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll be excited to see you guys soon. Dylan, any final words here before we conclude today's video?
Thanks for having me, and looking forward to being in future videos.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming by, man. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. And Red River Aviation is signing off.